Well, hello YouTube. Welcome back to my video channel. And today, well, we got a bit of a conundrum. My Ford New Holland 1603 tractor sprung a major hydraulic leak right after the winter storm, and man, it's put me in a bad situation here. I got to put out hay for the cows. I have a Farmall 806 that I use to do it with as well. It's got a bad head gasket, but I'm babying it along until I get this thing going, so it's really critical that I do get this thing going. So let's get started on what we got going on. I've already started tearing this thing apart, and I had to tear it apart to figure out where my leak was. All I could see was a big old stream of hydraulic oil coming out. Finally did enough destruction to where I could get to the point of origin of this leak, and yeah, it looks to me just to be a blown sealing gasket. Looks more like a RTV or you know, one of those type of gaskets. So I'll point you towards the tractor, and we'll go over what I know so far. So this is the rear end implements, and from what I could tell, it's driven by this rear one pole hydraulic cylinder system. Alright, so you have your oil coming in here, and I guess it recycles back into the rear end. I'm not sure about that part yet, but basically my leak is right here. You can see a little bit of the seal sticking out. You can see some of the gasket right in here. And when I say gasket, it's not like a physical gasket, but RTV type gasket. And right over here, it sprung a leak. I'll get this thing started here so you can see where the leak is. I've pulled out my power washer, and if you've watched any of my boat restoration videos, you know I sure dig this thing, and I use it for everything. In this case, it was critical. Whenever you work on hydraulic systems, you have to, you know, it's got to be spotless, almost like working inside a semiconductor fab. Did I say semiconductor fab? Well, alrighty. Must add plasma enhanced chemical vapor depositions to that statement. But that's neither here nor there. Right now we're working on this Ford tractor. So I'm not really sure what I'm doing here. First time messing with this thing, but you know, I've been known to say I can fix anything. So here comes another little test of can I or can I not fix anything. I guess we'll soon find out. Just kind of looking at this, it looks like there's a weld there, like maybe this thing's been pulled off before and welded or something. I guess, you know, here's where we start finding out the truth about past life of my toys. And well, I'm gonna plug in this switch. Had to take this cover off in order to get to some of the stuff I was doing. I had to unplug the switch, and I'll plug it back in here and see if I can get her started, and then show you where the leak is and what it looks like, and then we'll kind of go from there. The switch is plugged in. There you go, you can see the leak. There it goes. Alright, we don't need to do all that nonsense. But you can see, pretty major leak. So I'm going to fire up the pressure washer and clean it up some more, and then try to figure out how I'm gonna take this thing apart, and actually what needs to come apart. I'll look through some of the information I got and get the correct nomenclature for all these parts, you know, instead of doohickey and this thingy, and then you know, we'll try to make a for real video for y'all, for anybody that sooner or later. I've had this tractor now for about, I don't know, 10-15 years, maybe a little longer. I bought it for my father years ago. He's no longer with us. I use it, it's, you know, my daily tractor on the farm. I've got several other tractors, but this is the little workhorse because it's so convenient with the front end loader, and I have the hay dolly there that I use, and well, you know, that's kind of how it is. You favor one when you got several. And every horse has his place on the farm, and this one here is a mule, is a tiny mule, but you know, it is what it is, and I got to get it going. Unfortunately, I'm in the middle of 11-day stretch and at work, and you know, that gives me a couple hours in the evenings to play with it before I go into work, and well, man, that's life on the farm, y'all. That is life on the farm. Sometimes when you need it most, it flops, and well, you look up to the sky and you say why, but that's just the way it is. And if you want to keep your sanity, you just deal with it, right? You buck up, put on your big boy panties, and get after it. So here we go, folks. I'm gonna turn this thing off. Give you one last look before I do it at this mess, and well, yeah, what needs to come off, who knows? All these bolts, I'm hoping all this comes out as a unit, and man, that'll be easy. Then it's just, you know, clean, scrape, reseal, put back on, tighten down. You know, the reality of this kind of stuff is broken bolts and you know, pins that need to come out, and total destruction. But you know, we'll learn as we go. So all right, we'll come back when we get a decision of which way we're going.